bringing you authenticity, sharing what authenticity is from a person who wasn't authentic for most of his life, wasn't able to know what authenticity was. In the experience of imposter syndrome, in the experience of not knowing who I am, in the experience of trying to be everybody but myself, I have a lot of experience. I have more experience in not being myself than I do being myself. In the experience of being myself or being authentic, it's been something that's been a rite of passage. It's been a very challenging journey. And if you've gone through all the videos that I've posted so far, you've seen that we've started with compassion. And that's really the foundation. To be able to meet ourselves where we're at, to be able to be with our suffering. And that's what creates the safety that we need to work on embodiment, which is the second thing we talked about. And as we have compassion and we start to work on embodiment of our truth, we start to become more empowered. And as we become more empowered, we start to get a glimpse of what it is to be authentic. And so as we continue to connect on this channel, we are growing our connection to ourselves, and we are growing our authenticity, which is the gift of being here. To share, from my perspective, it's why we're here, to share our gifts and to support each other in our growth to know who we are. This video is an exploration of authenticity from my perspective, from not knowing myself, from trying really hard not to be myself because I needed to do that, to moving through all the things that I needed to move through to be able to just be me. And I'm still working on being me. But the leverage I have now, the safety that I have now is it's much easier to be me than it is not to be me. So that's a pretty amazing experience, considering that I really had no idea that I'd be talking to you at this time, that this would even be possible, that I would even know that there was something more to me than just trying to make other people happy, trying to be somebody that I needed to be in order to fit in and try to have a sense of belonging, try to have some connection. The authentic path is a path, from my perspective, that needs to be earned. It needs to be an ongoing choice. So if we slow it down, if we really slow down the path of authenticity and make it as simple as possible, it's just a choice. It's a choice. Whether or not we choose to go here, whether or not we're safe enough to realize that is a choice, to choose to go here and to continue to choose to go here. So if we make that choice to be true to ourselves, to be in our hearts, and to explore that and to support that, then we're choosing to be authentic. Then we're choosing to show up in the world, to be seen, to be heard, and to embrace our truth. Being authentic is a choice once we know that that choice exists. I did not know that choice existed until I started to have enough safety in my life until I started to have enough space to realize that there's more to my life than just survival. And that realization happened when, as I've shared in previous videos, when my son was born. Boom. I had the realization that there's more here than just survival. And I really began my authentic journey at that point. I was probably on that journey before that, not knowing, but that's the point that I really started to keep choosing, like, let me explore. And I continue to explore. And these videos are a part of me sharing my explorations and exploration. And so grateful to be sharing, so grateful to be able to share this path with you and maybe present some contrast, maybe present an opportunity that you didn't know existed. So here's a couple things to explore. Now, hopefully you spent some time with compassion. Hopefully you spent some time with the previous videos, because those will serve as a foundation. Those will serve as prerequisites, if you will, to be able to go where I'm taking you right now. Because there needs to be a level of safety. There needs to be a level of connection. And there needs to be some momentum, some leverage within yourself that you're like, I am so into me. And not in an egotistical way, and that's negative, that you're better than anybody else, but in a way that you're really interested in who's here, and that you've started to love and have a lot of love for who's here. So as we explore authenticity for you, I have 3 offerings right now. The first offering is choice. Are you choosing to explore? Are you choosing to give yourself daily opportunities, moment-to-moment opportunities to learn who you are? Is that a part of your experience? Okay. Number 2, after choosing number 1, after giving yourself some time with number 1, when you are aware of the choice to explore and that you are exploring, then you can choose to set a time aside to really dive into that exploration. So for example, I love to ride my motorcycle. And every time I ride that motorcycle, I'm making a choice to explore myself, and I'm making a choice to be open to all possibilities. So being open to all possibilities is just a deeper dive into the exploration of who I am. So when I get on my motorcycle, I give myself the opportunity to just, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Is there a destination in mind? Now, lots of times when I get on my motorcycle, I'm commuting. So there's a destination in mind. How I get to that destination, the route I take. But there's also the dynamic of the ride, how aggressive I'm going to be, how much lean I'm going to have, how the throttle feels and how much I'm going to make the bike move at any given time. The feel of all of that, the mystery of all of that, I allow that to be revealed. And so I explore how much I can lean, how much I'm willing to take speed into a turn, for example. How fast I'm willing to go. How much space do I need on the road? When I'm on my motorcycle, it's an exploration into the freedom that exists within myself. And many times after a ride, I will feel more open and more accessible, and that there will be a creative flow that will connect to something else that I did not know about myself. Writing, doing art are other examples of me exploring. And the combination of taking a ride and then writing or doing art, those experiences are very powerful, have been very powerful for me in taking a deeper dive into this person in front of you. Number 3, choosing the opportunity. Once you're able to have the explorative experience, number 3 is choosing the opportunity to have a completely new experience and witnessing all the things that show up in that experience. So for example, every day doing something new. Now, every day doing something new, that may seem like, wow, Paul, how much free time do you have? I don't have much free time, honestly. Doing little things that are new each day give us more of an experience of ourselves. Because during those newness times, there's a break in routine, right? You're choosing to do something new, and there's consciousness attached to it. Being human, we develop routines pretty easily, and we can easily get into a habit pattern where our consciousness drops. So doing something new all the time, allowing for inspiration, innovation, challenging ourselves daily, give ourselves more opportunity to grow and be seen by ourselves. The newness. So, shooting a YouTube video, for example, I literally have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I mean, I knew that I was going to talk about authenticity today, but sometimes I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And what I say next, I'm not really sure what I'm going to say next about authenticity, but I'm here exploring the newness of this experience, that I'm choosing to go where I haven't been. And this has become, if there's a habit pattern that's formed, that's the habit pattern of being in the new, being in what's, I don't know what's going to happen, and it's kind of fun. So again, to review these 3 steps, the first step is the choice. You have a choice. Once you have enough safety to know that you can go here, you have a choice to go there. And number 2 is to explore the opportunity within the things that you already know. So like I was describing about riding my motorcycle, I explore that more and more and more and more. And just, it's always a new ride. And then number 3, something new. So I'm learning to play the didgeridoo. I'm learning how to do YouTube videos. There's an ongoing newness. Every time I work with a client, it's a new experience. So there's a lot of new. And I'm sure there's a lot of new in your life if you take a look at it and really give yourself an opportunity to dive into it. Please leave some comments below if you have anything to offer here, and if you have any questions that I can support you with. Sending so much love.